Hey guys, welcome back to the JPM Performance channel. It's of course time for our shop tour. We've got our Eagles Canyon race recap, and we have a full shop and all sorts of stuff going on. And here we are in our very last week of February 26th, and the weather's getting nice and I can smell springtime coming. It's right on top of us. I know it. No more snow, no more cold, hopefully. It's still February, but we'll see. Okay, so lots going on in the shop. You guys saw last week how full everything was, and nothing has really changed except for we did go to a race. We'll kind of go through that as we go through the shop. But last week you saw that all I had was Lance Stout's cylinder head sitting here right in the middle of getting ready to install the crankshaft, make all the rings fit, you know, get everything finalized. Everything's clean for the bottom end. Like I've called it in the past, this is phase one of the engine build. So I like to use the whole bench for phase one. Once this is all together, clean the rest of the parts, then we can do phase two. But this will be done and probably shipped and gone before you guys see next week's shop tour. So this is for his F production. We ought to head out to Portland, so won't be long there. So as we're going across the shop, we'll talk about not just the car in specific, but also what happened. So Ken's car sitting on the main lift because we're right in the middle of prep for Road Atlanta. So we got back from Eagles Canyon and it's literally like a 1 week flip around. So this car will not even be here for next week's shop tour because Joe will be on his way to Atlanta for the big super tour. But Ken got the opportunity to knock off the rust. I feel like I may have oversold Eagles Canyon to him a little bit because he was slightly overwhelmed with how aggressive and kind of hard to learn that track is. But either way, he still picked up a couple of wins, so good way to start the season. A couple of upgrades. We're changing a few things around. Joe's going to like to see this because Joe was talking about how he thought the lug nuts were kind of going to crap. So got some new lug nuts, make Joe happy. And going through the brakes, suspension, kind of just double checking everything, oil change. One thing that we did that I did want to change, and you guys may have seen these before. See this little aluminum piece right here? This is a remote thermostat housing. It's actually a piece that Flying Miata came up for their turbo kits for when they were doing coolant reroutes. They would put it in the upper hose coming from the back of the cylinder head. I'm putting it here in Ken's upper hose. This car cools really, really, really good to the point where it's kind of hard to manage even with tape. And we didn't have a thermostat. For anybody that knows how a Honda thermostat works, it sits down here actually on the coming in. It's kind of weird because they've got this loop for hot coolant, but in a racing application that's all blocked off. So what I came up with, this is just my own idea. We obviously haven't tested it yet, but it should work fine. I'm going to put this thermostat here. It's a 160-degree thermostat in the upper hose. Should regulate the motor just fine. I have one of these in my car, and the engine literally runs 175 degrees on the button all the time. So prep-wise, we're looking good. I always take the nose off just because it's so much easier to clean the System 1 oil filter and get a good look at everything. All new brakes are going in. We're doing some good little tests. So super excited for Ken to go to Atlanta next week, simply because I think he's all juiced up and ready to go now. Go to a track that he knows. There's going to be really good competition next week. Cliff Ivers going to be there. Mark Carpenter's going to be there. Stephen Powers is going to be there. It's going to be, I think, a really good weekend. So we'll do a Road Atlanta recap after he comes back. Rocketeer. Guys, I was so excited to show you this car running. And I'll tell you what, we're right on the verge. Like, if I had another hour before we did this video, it probably would be running. Got the remote oil filter housing installed. Got the lines made. The oil filter housing on the block and the external one done. Fuel lines are installed. Spun the engine over. It sounds great. got oil pressure on the gauge, and then I go to dial up fuel pressure here on our adjustable regulator, and I've got no fuel pressure. Fuel pump's not running. I think I might be on the wrong wire for fuel pump relay. I did some Googling on the stock ECU wiring, and I think that it may be incorrect. Now, some of you probably have heard of and used ChatGPT, so I was kind of getting a little frustrated as to what might be going on. So I just started talking to ChatGPT about a 96 Miata and fuel pump and diagnosis and all this stuff, because everything kind of checked out. And the car ran when it came in, so, you know, shouldn't be a big deal. I'm going to call her a her, ChatGPT. I'm going to call it a her, whatever. She said it's a different pin for the fuel pump relay. So I'm going to double check that after we get the shop tour done. But we are right there. So I probably say this every week. I'm super excited to hear this engine and get it going. But it is time for this thing to run. Get some fuel pressure. We should be good. Whew. Should be good. Okay. Now, I have been doing a round robin. I've got so many projects going on in the shop. I'm having to do a little work here and there, which is kind of how I get things done. So I did get in a lot faster than I thought, the box that I was talking about. So for those of you that haven't seen this, this is made by ATL, and it has a high-pressure fuel pump installed in the bottom with a sock. It's got the wiring, it's got the hose, it's got the fittings for the top of your fuel cell, and it's got trap doors that let fuel in and don't let fuel out. So I'm just getting ready to get into Dave's fuel cell. I'm going to get this installed, and then I can order all the fittings and all the fuel lines that I need, start getting all of this mounted. So this is part of just chipping away at different projects, because I have to keep all this stuff rolling constantly. But I think we're going to be looking good. So that's our update on this. Have not touched anything on the Miata up on the lift quite yet. Doug Weaver's car did go out to Sunflower Body Shop. It is currently there. It's going to get all the body work fixed. So I did get one car out of here. It's going to get all the body work fixed, new paint. Can't wait for that to come back. It's going to be a few weeks before it's back, but it's going to look like $1,000,000. Okay, so that leads us down here to the other end of the shop, the Mazda 2. What in the world? The nose is off already. Such is the joys of racing. Okay, quick little Mazda 2 update. The car was phenomenal. It handled beautifully, better than it ever has. Lowered my track record at Eagles Canyon on Saturday. Sunday was kind of cruising around behind Ken. We didn't have any competition, so we were just kind of taking it a little easy. And then 3 laps to go, zing, no drive forward. No drive forward. And I'm thinking to myself, uh-oh, broke one of my brand new axles. But the axles are out and sitting on the bench, and they are fine. So out comes the transmission. I have a feeling that what we've got is a broken limited slip, maybe a spider gear inside of the limited slip, because it went to 0 drive. And then I was actually able to kind of drive the car into the trailer, but then once we got back to the shop, it was like locked up. So there's a piece of something inside that transmission that broke. So let's talk about the good. It takes me 5 minutes now to pull this nose off this car. I love it. The entire nose with the under tray comes right off. Doesn't get any better than that. Nose off in 5 minutes, axles out in about another 10. I've done it so many times now, you kind of get to knowing which exactly tools you need. I'll have the transmission out in about 20 minutes. You do things enough, guys, you get really good at it. So next race isn't until Gateway, which is the first part of April. And I've got the transmission from the runoffs over there. Remember, if you guys watched the in-car video, 5th gear pops out of gear. The rest of the transmission's fine. This transmission worked beautiful. 5th gear never popped out once. Same 5th gear as that one. So I'm going to figure out exactly what's going on with these fifth gears. Hopefully it's something simple. I can get that transmission back in and diagnose what's going on here. So that's kind of how the race weekend went. Now, customer-wise, a bunch of things to talk about when it comes to Eagles Canyon. For those of you that don't know, Chris Haldeman owns the ex-Matt Reynolds E-Production Miata, and Chris ended up lowering the lap record up at Eagles Canyon by like 2 seconds with the Miata. Now, Tyler Ladd was there, and Tyler was close, very close. But for those of you that have or have not been to Eagles Canyon, it is very much a physical driver's track and very much based on handling, very much so. Super fun, aggressive track. So Chris won both days, Tyler was second. In F production, I do want to give out a shout to Steven Simons, because Steven actually was the class of the field. Ken was learning the track, and Steven was, in qualifying on Saturday, he was like 2 seconds under the lap record, like really going well. During the race on Saturday, he was leading by a good margin, and it would appear that we were trying to get his engine through a couple of weekends, but we've got ourselves a little engine problem in Steven's car. So the engine's going to have to get rebuilt. He was not able to run on Sunday, and so Ken kind of backed into both of those wins. Well, Saturdays for sure, because Steven coasted past the start-finish line on the last lap after Ken had passed him, but then wasn't able to run on Sunday. So he did really well. Charles Mathis in his STL Miata also won STL both days. Now, we had the 360 camera running for both races in the car. So we're going to have those races up on Monday, I believe, is what John said. And we'll have both races up, and there's all sorts of action forwards and backwards. So I know I was I know I was raving about how much I like Eagles Canyon. Check out the 360 camera. You probably get an idea of what I'm talking about. So back to rebuilding. So got to get the customers going, got to get Ken going for next week, but we're looking good, looking good. You know what? Things in racing happen. If you can't, it's just part of it, right? It's just part of it. So appreciate you guys watching as always. Keep working on your cars. I've got, as you can see, a ton of work to do here. Oh, and of course, more engines coming in. So engines and cars galore. It never ends. I'll just keep working my you-know-what off, I guess. So 'tis the season. Have a great rest of your week, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care.